Yeah, I don't really have an intro idea, so I have decided to make a Q&A. No, I did not hit any milestones or have any reason to achieve this. However, the reason I'm doing it because my last Q&A was actually quite a long time ago, and I felt like because a lot of stuff has happened recently, I thought maybe it would be interesting that I can tell a bit about it and say a few changes. And also because of the recent success of my latest video, which was Forsaken themed. Actually, I don't know how many views it has. I think last time I checked it had like 5,000 or something. Editing Raptor here. I just looked after this recording. In one day it went up from 5,000 views to 7,000. It's still climbing and just became my most popular video. But with all the new Forsaken fans that are probably now in my comment section, welcome to the channel. This is me. I let you ask questions about me and I'm going to see what you ask me. The first question is the plushie still... You now in second thought maybe this Q&A was a mistake. But hey, I'm open to try out new things, so let's give this a try.
I don't feel so good.
Next up is Loki never seen you. Hello, I also have never seen you. Nice to meet you. Based on your profile picture, I don't know if you should commenting on my videos, but you asked me what I think about the game Slap Battles. I've played the game, however, it's one of those games that you can play for like 5 minutes and after some time it just gets boring because you don't really have anything to do in it. That's my opinion. Other people can have fun with it, but it's just simply not in my interest.
Just hurry.
And also my favorite number. When talking about favorite numbers, it's always difficult if you mean from 1 to 0 or if you mean from like all the numbers, but I would just say 13 because 13 is an unlucky number, but also 13 is the day I was birthed at, actually a Friday the 13th.
Fire Jason.
Which of your characters would enjoy the taste of sand? I know what you did. Next up is Kafti Mafti. I definitely don't have a viewer bias. Yippee! Which of your characters... Which of the characters, if they were real, would screw you... What? How? Kafti, what did you write? Which of your characters, if they were real, how screwed would you be? That's not proper English at all. But all of my OCs don't really have a reason to be upset at me specifically. Maybe it could be R4 because I created her, but she wouldn't have any bias against me. And otherwise I would have the villains that are already world-ending threats and mass population destroyers. But probably the most screwed I would be with Sammy because he actively hates his existence, and because he kinda can break the fourth wall, he probably would know that I created him. So I would be in a lot of trouble. Or we become friends, depending. Next up is from a new member of my community, which I have come to appreciate a lot. However, I still don't know what your profile picture is supposed to be. But he asked, out of all of my characters, which one is my favorite, which I would love to answer. However, as the creator of all those OCs, it would be mean to pick a favorite. I would never do such a thing. I love them all equally. What's your favorite color of socks specifically? This color. Next up is gaming. Didn't I already have in the video? Whatever. He asked a specific lore question about Sammy, which is FPEU lore. I don't know, it doesn't really fit in the Q&A, but I'm still going to answer it because I have a funny idea. But he asked, will Sammy and Adam, his character, fight in the not FPE universe? Which, of course there will be fight scenes. The thing is, I can't really animate or like showcase them probably. But the thing is, with Adam fighting against Sammy, it would be like Coughing Baby versus Nuclear. What do you have in mind for the not FPE and the Murderons universe? I haven't seen those in a while. Wow, an actual question. I can talk for a bit about myself, how the video was actually intended. Yeah, I have been planning to do some things. The thing is, I do feel like I want to make comics for them because that is the thing that seems the most in reach to make. However, it's difficult trying to run a comic or like make comics and also run a YouTube channel alongside. especially now since my last video has taken off, and there's a difference between making like normal videos and making like creative videos, because those take up a long time. I mean, I was on a break before I released the Forsaken video, but it took me like a month to create, record, sketch, get the voice actors done, edit, and so on. So like those take up a long time, and having like 2 creative projects is maybe possible if you're still a kid. However, now that I'm in work, or not, I'm not even in work, I'm trying to find work right now, and I'm hopping from job to job every other week almost, for how it feels like. And while I have this unstable life, I can't really focus on much things. And the thing is, like, I get a lot of joy out of drawing. I don't get a lot of success though, like what doesn't feel like a lot of success, as of course I always said I'm doing it for the love of the game and never for views. However, I do intended to have like a somewhat consistent audience on my content. Like 1000 views on a video would be the one which I would be the most happiest about, but lately, especially like before the Forsaken videos, my average was like 100 views, so it really wasn't looking too good. And also, if I have 2 creative projects which I enjoy a lot of making, and one has great success while the other one is only very mediocre, like a very short-term success, like I'm obviously going to pick the one the people like the most. But to your question specifically, I definitely intend to do more. The thing is, I felt very limited for the Murderdown's AU, as like everything I wanted to tell with it has already been told. And while yes, I have a few more characters I actually do want to introduce, like back in the day for my comic I made a character called S. She's now kinda scrapped more or less, but I want to reintroduce her in my Murderdown's AU. But the thing is, again, the motivation really hasn't hit to draw her. And for the not FP stuff, it's kinda been a bit more freely, because even though it has literally FP in the name, it kinda feels like my own thing. Of course, the inspiration is there, but honestly, at this point, if I say it's an AU, even though I call it that just simply because it's its name, but like if I call it an AU, it really isn't anymore. It's because both of them are completely separate, just strongly inspired from one another. So like the FPE AU thing is kind of the thing I like to work on the most, because I have the most freedom with it, and I feel like there's a bigger audience of character cast where people can get attached. However, most people just get attached to Lana and Sammy anyways, which are the same as like people getting attached to R4 and Luz. But overall, to cap off this sequence, I do intend on keep making them. I do want to make bigger stuff for them, but I doubt I will anytime soon. And we have to see how my channel is going currently, because there's an interesting opportunity right here I want to work on. What is your opinion on guts and black powder? Personally, the taste is not really my thing, but the combination of ingredients. No, he's talking about a Roblox game. I haven't played it. I have seen some footage of it. The thing is though, I haven't really found an interest to play it, as like, I don't know, just haven't come across my mind to do so. Last question is, hold a minute. I recognize you. You are in my video. Which fandoms are you in? And I'm recording this a second time because the first time I yapped way too long for about it. The thing with me and fandoms is always difficult, because it's difficult to decide what fandom actually counts as its own fandom, and also the fandoms I tend to actually take part in kind of tends to self-destruct themselves. As like originally I really didn't want to partake in the Forsaken fandom because of all the drama that was happening in it. The Forsaken video that just came out was like, I had a plan for similar videos already months and months ahead, but there was always a new drama which made me lose interest. Now I finally did it, but I mean there's already another drama going on. I'm also in other communities like Helldivers, which also has its big drama right now. I'm in FP, or I used to be in FPE, however I kinda left with it, and I have the not FPE AU fandom, but as I said, it's kinda its own thing now. Of course it still has the FPE style, but it's mainly because I already said back in the day that the FPE style is very similar to how I used to draw as a kid, just as a perfected version. So I still can adopt the style and replicate it very well. Just feels natural to do so. And kind of what I talked about sub-factions, as like the Aggiverse is kind of what helped me in the FPE fandom after the Katie drama. But after like literally everyone else also left too, like Aggie now makes his own stuff, and she also doesn't want to post on her main channel because she's too much associated with FPE nowadays. And like all other creators also do either their own stuff or never coming back. So it's like hard to enjoy this fandom as well. Next up, of course, would be like murder drones. I would say the big drama simply there is that it ended and there's like not much you can do anymore. Of course, they're the fan projects, but like it's difficult being hyped for them, but it's difficult trying to engage with the fandom nowadays, because what would the people actually care about? Otherwise, I have gotten a little bit into the Roblox media fandom. I wouldn't know how to call it. It's like I like a few Roblox games, for example Tower Defense, Forsaken, Die of Death, those genres. But the thing is, there's a lot of used to fandoms I was in. Like I was in Cookie Run Kingdom, I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed Dandy's World, that's also on Roblox. But the thing with me and fandoms, it's kind of very inconsistent. But right now I would say the fandoms I'm actually in is Helldivers and Roblox media-ish. But definitely I'm in my own fandom, like not my community fandom that we are all talking about here. I'm in that one as well, but that should be obvious. I'm in kind of a fandom of like a group of small content creators, which are all kind of interlinked. I mean, I once made art for Bloxy. I don't know if you will see this video, but I kind of find small content creators cute, even though I'm one myself. I like supporting them because you just feel closer to the source, to the person you actually like. Same with Boombob. There's no video where I don't mention him. And kind of through Boombob, I met a bunch of other people I very much like. For example, like Kafti Mafti. She's an amazing artist and draws a lot of fan art of me, which makes me very happy. But funnily enough, I also know a different person from way further back, Pibby Buffs, who also made like a bunch of content which interested me at the time. So I even gave her own video back in the day. Turns out Kafti Mafti and Pibby Buffs actually know each other. So I feel like there's like a small group of content creators who all know each other through each other. And I feel like that's kind of a fandom that interlinks, because all the content creators all watch each other, or the fans of the content creators watch each other, and this kind of forms a small community on its own. But this was everything. I cut out a little bit just because I expected this video to be a bit shorter, but I always say that. But I really went off topic on the last point, so I redid that part a bit. But I'm going to see how this video will turn out, because it's especially not the Forsaken one. The next one will definitely be a Forsaken video again, but I'm going to see how many of the viewers actually stay to watch other stuff, just in case. And also to everyone that actually has watched this far, this is just a little filler video while I'm working on the bigger one. Cool? Cool. Okay, last info. I'm going to start changing my schedule a little bit. I now want to post 2 long form videos every month and 1 short. How realistic is this? I don't know, probably not the most likely if I actually work on bigger projects. However, I intend to at least have 1 video actually come out every month, and also the 1 short. The shorts kinda, I don't really have found a niche on what I can do with the shorts, because I feel like there should be some consistency. I used to do edits, but I kinda ran out of shows I could do edits on, and the more specific edits take a long time to record and overall aren't worth the time investment. I could put that time instead into actual videos. But to support the algorithm, I will talk about whatever I feel like. I'm considering stuff like ranking my favorite Forsaken skin for every character, just so I have a shorts output, so the YouTube algorithm helps me a little bit in the growth of my channel. But either way, I hope you all enjoyed. If any of you all still have questions, feel free to ask me them in the comments. I will answer all of them. And otherwise, I hope all of you have a great day. We'll see us in the next one. Bye!